say anything about it. I know. But I really like it. It's a good phone. Despite what they might say about them, it's actually really good. Really high quality phone. Got a lot of good features on it. Anyways, what do you thought about a Huawei? So it's been a while because I've been working on myself, spirituality wise. Now I consider that a prep for many reasons, but that's what I've been doing. Don't worry, guys, it's not going to be a religious video. It's not going to be a religious video. Don't worry about that. But it's got aspects of the church inside of it. So one thing that kind of brought me back into it, pastor came up to me and he said, and he doesn't know that he didn't know that I was a prep or anything. So he just kind of came up to me one day. He came up to me one day, and it was after we had a bunch of storms, and he, you know, a lot of people were losing power and stuff like that. So he came up. He had the idea of emergency food buckets. I'm like, okay, I'm listening. You got my attention. Talking about prepping. So he was talking about that, and he was saying how it might be a good idea to, you know, start that for the church. That way, because, you know, look out for our own flock. So I was like, yeah, okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. So he was saying 72-hour emergency food buckets. I'm like, okay, I'm listening. But, however, 72 hours is not really too much. And maybe do a little more than just food. And I was like, so what are you talking, like the 5-gallon food buckets? And he's like, yeah, something like that. And I'm like, okay, well, I know you can fit more than a 72-hour supply in a 5-gallon food bucket. It can be done. But he was talking about, I got something in my eye. He's talking about something like canned goods and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, well, I know you don't want to do perishable food items. I'm with you on that, because for obvious reasons. You don't want it to go bad. You don't know when a storm's going to happen. You don't know when emergency is going to happen. It could be tomorrow. It could be next month. It could be 17 weeks after your food expires. So, yeah, going with canned food items over perishable makes sense. However, not in a 5-gallon food bucket. So I was, because he was wanting to keep costs down, and I understand, you know, prepping can be expensive, and if you're prepping for an entire church, yeah. So, I said, I know it's a little bit more on the expensive side, but what about freeze-dried foods? And he goes, yeah, I know. That's really good, and they last a really long time, and they don't weigh very much. They don't take up much space. They're just so expensive. And I go, yeah, they're expensive, but you can fit more into it, and it'd be better in the long run. And he goes, man, I don't know. It's just the cost is getting to me on that. So I think I'm just going to surprise Pastor, and I think I'm just going to do some some emergency buckets up myself, some people over there, and I think I'm just going to do some freeze-dried food. Get enough in there for 3 or 4 days. Guys, this isn't anything long term or anything like that. This is to get people's foot in the door in prepping. It's nothing extravagant or anything like that. So this is kind of like an introduction. Like, hey, this is what it can be like. This is what you can have. This is what it can do. Here's, you know, and then start maybe giving them teaching lessons about prepping and survival, because I can do that, no problem, and I can do that for free, and I don't need to get paid for that or anything. It's helping people. Beautiful. It's helping people at the church. So I think I'm going to offer that, because I've got enough experience into it where I can do that. So I think I might do that. But back to the food bucket thing, or the emergency bucket. So I'm thinking about doing something just a lot more than just emergency food bucket. So 5-gallon bucket, yeah, absolutely, 100%. But so the freeze-dried food, definitely, yes. Probably some pastas, probably some rice, because that lasts a long time as well, and it doesn't take up an entire, too much space to get it done right. So I'm thinking about doing that. Some water purification, like the water purification tablets. Probably gonna do 1 box per bucket, or maybe 2 boxes per bucket, depending on the price. Because we all know if the power goes out, the water still might be running, but it could definitely be contaminated. So you don't want to be drinking the water in that kind of situation. So yeah, probably some of that. And a basic first aid kit. I'm not talking about anything extravagant, but yeah, just a basic first aid kit with the basics inside of it, the bare necessities. Maybe throw in a few extra things. Maybe put some batteries in there, some AA's, some AAA's, things like that. Some lighters or matches, maybe. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If anybody can think of anything else, feel free to comment down in the comments. Let me know what you might think. What else would go good? That's really cost effective. Maybe some silverware, like plastic silverware. Yeah. Also some little food packet, like the flavoring packets, because bland food no good. We all know that all too well. And then while we might eat bland food in an SHTF situation, it's always better if you've got some flavor to it. So some decent food packets, flavoring packets, seasoned packets, that kind of stuff. Maybe some salt and pepper, like little packets of salt and pepper, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing for the church. And a lot of this is going to be coming out of my own time. It doesn't bother me. It's building community. It's getting others into prepping, or putting the idea into their heads. And guys, we've been having a ton of storms here lately, and one of my neighboring towns just got hit with an EF1 and an EF2 tornado last week, and it really did devastate the town. I know. EF2, so devastating. Now it wasn't an EF5 or anything like that. It wasn't something super massive. It didn't kill everyone in the town, but it did do some damage, and it was labeled a disaster. So with the storms and all the rain that we've had lately, apparently Mother Nature thinks everybody in this part of Texas is a fish. With all the rain that we've been getting, we're not fish. We don't have gills yet. If it rains anymore, we might. But now the rain is actually a really good thing. The rain's actually a really, really, really great blessing for us. It's filling up it's filling the water table. It's filling up our lakes and streams, rivers and reservoirs. And without rain, don't have any good crops. We got a lot of crops in the area. We got a lot of farms in the area. We got enough water for the cows to drink, the goats to drink. All the crops can drink the water now too because of all the rain. If what hasn't been flooded out, because we have had some flooding, a lot of flooding actually. I got a saying here: turn around, don't drown. People don't use it. You can't really fix stupidity. And you can, but it's illegal. That being said, y'all have a blessed one.